I did this presentation up about a year and a half ago, we didn't even really start using smartphones, which we're going to use today. We're going to use the iPods or tablets, because they, even in the last year, it has revolutionised the way this is done. It is so simple. In fact, I'm going to show you later how you don't need any software. All you need is an app. With digital storytelling, I immediately think of podcasting, and I think of the extension of that is internet radio. And they're pretty much the same thing, although there are differences. But all of this, if you can imagine a big circle where everything's blending in. So the people that we're trying to engage with, if you think if it's adults or young people, they're all consuming this stuff all the time. And consuming is a key word. They're listening to the radio, they're listening to TV, and Ireland has an incredibly high pro rata rate for listening to radio. Radio listenership in Ireland is, I don't know what the stats are, but I know it's very high. So people are used to listening. We actually are. And then, quite apart from that, what we're trying to do with this is get people to create. So they're creating in a medium that they already do a lot of consuming in. So they should be fairly confident. And some people will be incredibly confident with this. It's knowing when to stop there, and it's knowing when to get the other people going.
So just to give you a sense, now what do all of these things have in common? Okay? All of those different social networks have some things in common. Essentially, they're fundamentally different from traditional media, because it's a framework for people to connect directly to each other. It's about social networking. It's people and their relationships between each other, rather than just putting out information, okay? So people are using social media to get information from each other. You no longer have to go to the library to get information, because you can post a question on Yahoo Questions or on Yelp, and somebody will come back and give you an answer. Or you can post something on Facebook, say, can anybody recommend a restaurant in Wicklow? And some of your friends will come back and they'll say, oh yeah, this is a great restaurant, okay? So we don't have to go to institutions and organizations anymore to get information. Very critical. And the last thing, this shift is permanent. It's a point of no return that we've reached, okay? So while the tools will evolve, these principles will remain.
At the moment, the majority of students will take junior cycle, and they'll take it at level 3 of the National Framework of Qualifications. So the syllabi, the specifications for the subjects, are designed aligned with the indicators at level 3 of the National Framework. That means, though, that a lot of students, and you'll know many of them, are not currently receiving any recognition for their learning at junior cycle. These are the students who are falling into the range of low mild to high moderate learning disability. And therefore, they come out of school feeling they haven't achieved anything. So we wanted to try and find a way to recognise their learning. Now, it's very important that the message you take away from here is that this is not for all students with special educational needs. It's for the students I just described, functioning at the lower end of mild to the higher end of moderate learning disability. Okay? In any mainstream school, there'll tend to be about 3 or 4 of those students at the moment. But what we've planned for them, what we have devised and developed for them, and again it's on the website, is our level 2 learning programs. These will be facilitated in much the same way as JCSP is currently. So as far as possible, those students should remain in mainstream classes.